Tia Mowry reveals that she lost her V card to Cory Hardrict at 25 years old. In quote, well, here's the quote: Cory was my first everything. End quote. Now, let's hear her out. Let's hear her out before I make any judgment.
Right, with a partner.
I've never dated.
That's right.
I've never dated. Cory was my first.
Right. Yes,
Everything.
I know.
So I wasn't even allowed to date until I was 18 years old. I met Cory when I turned 20, and I lost my virginity at 25. There, was that it? And then we got married. Boom. Welp.
Fair use, by the way. And you know what? At first, I was gonna say cap, but one characteristic of popular women that do actually have their V card and they lose it later on in life, like in their 20s, which is rare, mind you, in their, like, I'm talking about mid 20s, late 20s, maybe early 30s. They kind of act like this. They like that is their characteristic is they're kind of loco. So like there's a little bit of a loopiness to them. You know what I mean? And for her to talk about I never really dated, that's possible. That's very possible. I don't know who her parents are, but usually what happens is young women in the industry, they get turned out quickly, like very early on. So by the time they hit like 17, 18, 19, since they were never protected, whether their parents sold them to the industry and blah, 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 they just end up not being up there mentally. So when you notice with Tia and Tamara Mowry, they seem to still be somewhat sane. Meaning they still look like they're they don't look jaded from the industry, meaning they don't look like they've been tossed up from certain, men in the industry. You know what I mean? And usually that characteristic, it'll manifest itself to the point where you can see it. Like you see, Tia and Tamara, they've aged well. They don't look crazy. They don't never look bent out of shape. You know what I mean? Because their parents must have been very strict on their dating. And I kind of believe it. I kind of believe what she's buying. What she's selling here. And her drastic decision to cut it off at where she cut it off, I think she might be telling the truth. Now, I'll say this. I don't think she lost her V card at 25. That I don't believe. But now maybe that's the lie. But in terms of, I lost my V card to Cory, you know what, that I might believe. That I am leaning towards believing that. But anyway, let's let this keep playing.
Right, with a partner.
I've never dated.
Oh, that's the end of the video. Oh, okay. Now, also, this is another thing too, because let's take this at face value. Let's say she's not lying about any of this, because I do believe that she hasn't dated. She's never dated, or if she has, it was a very small window, and then she met Cory, and then she didn't do anything since then. Because she is very out of touch. I showed you this. Remember, I showed you that tattooed lady that looked like a hooker, but she was in a long-term relationship, and then she broke up, and then she was complaining about men not courting anymore. And I'm like, this girl is out of touch. I'm like, does she understand what the dating market is like right now? It's not. They ain't doing that stuff no more. But that's indicative of a woman that hasn't been in the dating marketplace for over 10 years. Even shorter than that. Like I'm saying, like the dating market was even different. Like it was different in 2016, in my opinion. Like even in 2016, it was different. The dating market was different from 2016 compared to 2018 or 2019. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes, like, there has been such a shift. I will say from 2013, in my opinion. There has been that's around the explosion of dating apps. That's where the shift has been massive. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about if the last time, because I'm thinking about the sisters, right? If the last time they dated, or one of them dated, let's say we take her at face value. She said she wasn't allowed to date until she was 18. So that means that was in the late 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look up Tia Mowry's age. She's got to be 46, right? if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 46 years old. She's 46 years old. Uh, so 18. Yep. 1996. And then she said she married, and then she said she lost it at 25 to Cory before they were married. Yep. So you know what? I believe her. I believe her. You know what? Let me see. Say 20. So at 25, and then what year did she meet Cory though? Let's hold on. Let's look at this real quick. I want to make sure everything's adding up. Where's her personal life? The two dated for 6 years, then became engaged on 2006. Ah. I don't think she's lying, guys. I don't think she's lying. Everything's adding up. Everything's adding up. I'm looking at the dates. I'm looking at the years. Everything's adding up. I don't think she's lying. So we'll take her at face value. We'll take her at face value on this one. Now, but like I said, this is the danger of, because we have, because obviously the safest option in terms of marriage, if you're gonna marry somebody, you marry. She has to, like, it's the ideal circumstance, and for a better chance of a longer lasting marriage, or just a successful relationship, is if you marry a virgin, right? Statistically, that's the ideal circumstance for most men, or especially most young men, right? Now, this is the dangers of today if you are marrying a virgin. I'm gonna play this. This is the part I want you to watch right here.
That's right.
I have
haven't.
never dated. Cory was my first.
Right. Yes,
Everything.
I know.
So I wasn't even allowed to date until I was 18 years old. I met Cory when
So that's the danger. Now, I'll say this with the Cory situation might be a little bit different, because yeah, she lost her V card to him, but they were still dating. You know what I mean? They weren't married yet. And then Cory put a ring on it because, oh, I've been the only person that she's been with, so I might as well put a ring on it. You know what I mean? I might as well make an honest woman out of her. So that might still be a mistake in terms of, he probably should have married first, put a ring on it first, when he confirmed that was her. She really did have her V card, so he probably should have married her first, then do what he did. But because at the end of the day, like, you don't know, during that 6-year span before the engagement, you don't know if there was any breaks. They might have broken up and gotten back together. We don't know. Because when it's just dating, you don't know if somebody stepped out. It's not really your, you know what I mean? It's not really your, as a man, it's not even your, you can't even say anything because there's no commitment. So you don't know if there's, so we don't even know if they broke up during that time, got back together. You don't know if she was still seeing other people or men during that time while they were dating, because no commitment was made. But she did say that she lost her V card to him. You know what I mean? But the dangers of dating a virgin woman, a woman with a V, just the dangers of today of dating, of marrying a virgin, is the fear of missing out, right? So if I'm telling you, if you have a girl, right, and you just happen to find a girl that is really a virgin, and her friend group finds out, they are going to do everything in their power to make sure she loses that V card. Or say she's in a relationship, like say if you have a girl and you married her, she was a virgin, right? And you having a successful relationship or / marriage, whatever. If her friend group finds out that you as the man was the only person she's ever had sex with in her life, they're going to sabotage that relationship. They're gonna be like, "What? You're gonna go through this?" They're gonna keep questioning her. You're gonna go through this whole life without ever only sleeping with one man. They're gonna put that stuff in her. They're gonna keep planting those seeds of doubt. They're gonna keep doing that until she actually pulls the plug. Especially in today, I'm saying, especially in today's age, please let a girl find out that one of the girls in the friend group has only slept with one dude, or like she only slept with two dudes for real, and or if it's like she's a virgin, and they find out, they're going to make sure that she gets, to put it frankly, deflowered. They're not going to just let her be the pure girl in the group. They're not going to let that happen. And you can see it in her friend group, with Tia's friend group. They're just like, instead of just them shutting it down, be like, wow, that's actually amazing. That's actually a beautiful thing where, you're able to only have sex with one man, and then he actually was able to commit to you and still stay committed to you for the long term. And not only was it just any man, this was a man, a quote unquote, on her level, right? Because he was an actor as well. He was in the industry. You found a good dude in the industry that's not gay. What? I mean, that's like Tia. She don't even realize she hit the jackpot. Like she hit the jackpot. But like I said, whatever friends, because I'm looking at the woman that she already has in her group. Specifically, I saw that female actor that I saw that was in that room with her. That's not. I'm looking at that. I'm like, that's not really good counsel. That's. I forgot what her name is. The other girl, that other woman that you saw. Hold on.
When I turned 20, and I lost my virginity.
I'm gonna turn the sound off, but I'm trying to get it back to that picture. I'm gonna go. Yeah, this specific woman right here. That's not good counsel. I forgot what her name is, but I've seen her say things, especially now. I've seen her on certain podcasts say like, no, that's not good counsel right here. Now I'm not sure who the other broad is, but I see. Is that a tattoo? I see. Yep. Or no, that might be a shadow. But yeah, that's a shadow. But I don't know who that other broad is. But for the first thing, for her to be like, yo, Cory was the only man I've ever slept with, and blah blah blah. And her first reaction is to take a sip of that. Already shows you what kind of time she on. So that's not good counsel either. So like I said, it doesn't even like, that's what I always say nowadays. I know it's ideal for a man, because I would say there should be no even reason about even thinking about marriage unless you can literally scientifically confirm that that girl is a virgin. Then maybe consider, maybe. But even then, most women, I'll say, because the reason why I like, even me, once Tia Mowry said, oh, I lost my V card to Cory Hardrict at 25 years old, I automatically thought she was lying, because most women lie about this stuff in terms of their body count, their V card. I'm talking about women will say that they're celibate, but then they'll have a, but they're not. And then on top of that, they'll have a whole rose at home. They'll have dildos and all this stuff, but talk about I'm celibate. You know what I mean? Oh man, I got the hiccups. But anyways, but that's literally. Hold on for a second. Let me get a water break. But yeah, anyways, when it comes to, because I know it's ideal, and believe it or not, you know, men confront, but it's, for the most part, the way I'm surveying the landscape, it looks like a lot more men want to get married more than women want to get married, right? So if they do find one of the rare women that are still like over the age of 18 and still a virgin, and they want to marry her, you know, good luck to that. But just understand that curiosity, you know, was it curiosity killed the cat? Is gonna That's gonna be for real. You know, when we talk about curiosity killing the cat, curiosity is gonna kill the marriage. Because Tia Mowry, you know, she revealed like, I never really dated, and that's why she's having such a problem with the dating landscape in general, because she doesn't understand that whole courting stuff and waiting 90 days, bruh. Those days are over. Dudes ain't trying to hear that no more. You know, I said in one of my recent videos that, you know, basically women figured out the game. They cracked the code early because men gave them too much game in terms of their dads or their male siblings or the men around them. They figured out basically, oh, I can just be around any man that I want to be, because at the end of the day, they're trying to, they're going to tolerate me because they think that they think that there might be a chance that I'll sleep with them. So they've kind of figured out that they can basically be around whoever man that they want to be around and not be reprimanded for it and not really be kicked out or anything. But let me tell you this on the men's side, and I think men are starting to figure this out, the hack of life, where I think young men or just men in general are finally getting that. Look, when a woman says, oh, I don't do this on the first date, no, she just means she doesn't do that with you. Or she says, oh, I don't suck D or whatever. No, she just doesn't suck your D, right? Or if a woman says, I don't want kids, she really means I just don't want kids with you. So basically, anything that she says that she doesn't do, edit that and just say, oh no, that means she doesn't do that with me. So, oh, I gotta wait 90 days, or I gotta wait. Oh, I don't do this. I don't whatever. No, she means I don't do that with you, because trust me, if she likes you, And that's what men have figured out. If she likes you, all those rules, whatever that she set, those quote unquote boundaries, it goes out the window if she likes you. And I think that's what men have figured out. And this is why a lot of women are kind of struggling in terms of, because I think women have, particularly American women, have out leveraged themselves. I think like women think they have leverage, but I think most of them have out leveraged themselves, especially when they're dealing with men that are way out their league. They have no leverage. They've you know what I mean? Damn, again. But that's what they've done to themselves.